So anyway, back to reasons why Classic WoW is going to be awesome. We've kind of talked about how the community is really what makes it great. That's really number one. Is the game encourages the community to grow and prosper. People have to work together in order to have success in vanilla WoW. Um, it's just the way it is. Get used to it. If you want to play, you're actually going to have to be a nice person. You're going to have to help others if you want to be helped by others. It's really just how it goes. And we've also talked about the progression system and how in Classic we can expect to feel rewarded for our efforts. Unlike the game today, there's actually specific pieces of loot to look forward to getting that drop from specific bosses in dungeons that we're looking forward to running. It's not just this random slot machine loot system where you are rewarded for your time and everything is easy and you don't have to talk to anybody. Second thing, progression system feels rewarding. Super important in a game. It's kind of important to know that your efforts aren't just going to be invalidated next week. I mean, progression in Classic WoW, it's going to take a lot longer to get to max level. Obviously longer than the current version, but it's going to take days of playtime. The fastest levelers are getting to 60 in just under 5 days played, which is that's over 100 hours of gameplay right there, just to really, as a lot of people say, just to get to the good part of the game. And whatever about that. Progression is felt even more at max level. The leveling, gearing up as you level, leveling your trade skills, all of that is hard won, and you earn it when you get to the top. But when you begin raiding and you begin doing serious guild content, that's gonna progress your guild through all the different raids of Classic. That is really where you start to feel the sense of progression, because you're not doing it alone. You are progressing as a group. Killing bosses as a 40-man raid group is a massive undertaking, and anyone who didn't play vanilla is going to be pretty surprised how much patience and coordination it takes to raid in Classic. But the satisfaction is going to be totally worth it. There's no achievement point system that tells people how far you've gotten in the game. It's going to be your gear that you're wearing that sets you apart from everyone else. Gearing up an entire 40-man raid is going to take so much time and a lot of work. But if you want your guild to progress into the next raid, you're not going to have any other choice. This is what you have to do. Everyone's got to be fully geared from the previous raids here if you want to start working on the next one. In this way, Classic progression isn't so much this individual thing like it is in more recent versions of the game, where you kind of run around feeling like it's single player. Catch-up mechanics simply won't exist in Classic WoW the way they do now. Groups of players grow stronger together over time by accomplishing challenges, surpassing bosses. You do this as a team. And the more you get to know your team and work better together with your team, that is really what equals progression, is ability to work together. Not ability to top DPS or whatever it is now. It's really about we've all heard Classic WoW. It all comes down to utility and shit like that. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of truth to that. You have to be a versatile player and a good team member if you want to be successful, and that's the real feeling of progression that has been eliminated from the game. But the feeling of progression that you get when you conquer massive challenges with a 40-man group. This is why I remember vanilla raiding so fondly. Like, this is the experience that I'm trying to relive, is you know, killing bosses with a group of 40, you know, getting to see everybody perform their role, have everybody be on point. You know, that was what made WoW raiding back in the day so special, and so cool to be a part of. Anyway, so we talked about the community and how the game incentivizes, you know, social behavior that is good. That kind of helps with what are these mobs respawning? What the hell is this? WoW. So the game incentivizes people to work together. If you can't work together with other players, you're not going to be very successful in this game. I feel like I've already said that like 1,000 times in this video. So, the final thing. We got 1, 2, 3 things that make this game great, sets it apart from the other versions of the game. You know, these are really the 3 reasons that are creating the demand for this game. And the demand is real. I mean, they wouldn't be releasing Classic at the level that they are if they weren't pretty sure that a lot of people are going to play it. The third thing is the amount of content. There is a lot to do at max level if you want to be successful. If you know, depending on how hardcore of you're going for, fully farming out everything you need to keep your character at the maximum level takes time. You know, raid consumables are expensive. Materials need to be farmed out in the open world. Like, all that stuff doesn't go away once you hit max level. You're constantly needing to farm more consumables, or just get out there and grind gold so you can buy consumables on the auction house. You know, there's other things. There's enchants you're gonna need to grind. There's you know, alternate gear sets. There's resistance gear. There's all sorts of things that you're gonna need to get in order to be most successful at the top level. Overall, there's just a lot to do. There's reputations take a lot longer to grind out in vanilla, so you know, there's always reputations to work on grinding. There's enchants from Dire Maul that you need to get if ZG isn't out yet. You know, every single raid, you know, at no point is any raid invalidated. Like, you're gonna continue, most likely gonna continue to run Molten Core while you're running Naxxramas, because you're gonna want more Thunder Furies. You're gonna be running ZG while you're in Naxxramas because you're gonna need more ZG enchants. There's a lot of stuff out there that you're going to need to keep doing and stay up on. AQ20, when that comes out, it doesn't have a whole ton of gear upgrades for people. It does have a few really good ones, but guilds are going to continue to run AQ20 because of the enchants that it drops for gloves, and super important that guilds have access to these because they're incredibly powerful. Blackwing Lair, also, you're probably never going to stop running Blackwing Lair because of the number of the best in-game items that drop out of there. Raids in vanilla are not how they are today. So, anyway, content. There really is always something to do in vanilla WoW. You know, it seems like the only extra thing to do in more recent versions of the game has been to just level alts. In Classic, you're not really going to have as much of a problem with running out of things to do. There really is a whole lot to do out there. Trade skills remain important through the end of the game. It's going to be important to be running around gathering herbs and mining nodes to keep a flow of raid consumables. Either that or just go out and farm gold and buy that stuff. But You know, that's for people who raid, that's going to be one of the main pieces of content, is just going out and farming, so that you can have the consumables and the equipment and everything that you need, you know, to progress through these raids with your guild. And it's really not just you know, going out into the open world and picking flowers. You're going to have to be running some of the 5-mans at endgame for some of the raid consumables, like dark runes exclusively drop in Scholomance. You're pretty much, healers are going to need to do Scholo runs all the time. Strat Live is another thing that gets run all the time at the end game. For Righteous Orbs are a good money maker, and they're needed for the Crusader enchant. So every time a warrior or a rogue gets a weapon upgrade, you know, that's another couple Righteous Orbs they're going to need to get that enchant. Yeah, I mean, if you don't like the grindy nature of some of the stuff, then maybe Classic WoW isn't really going to be for you. But if you like the feeling of being rewarded for your efforts, for, you know, going out there and killing all sorts of stuff, looting everything you can, if you want that to mean something, then Classic WoW is going to be a good game for you.
What lies before me?
So, where are we at here? We talked about 3 reasons why Classic WoW is going to be an awesome game to play once again. We've got the community. The community is going to be better because people are going to have to be nicer and not suck so bad. The game is a little bit harder. Everyone's going to have to play their role and kind of know what to do. And the people who are going to be more successful are the ones that are better at working together with other players. And that's just the way it's going to be. So the community we can expect to be much stronger and, you know, just better to be a part of. Next, we've got the rewarding system of progression. Raid content is not going to be invalidated as soon as the next raid comes out. You're going to have to go back and continue to kill a lot of the same things over and over again. How fun. Yeah, seriously, I mean, you got to do it. You're going to have to. You don't just get to, you know, kill the end boss of a raid and have that be that. It's not over there. You got to gear up the whole raid if you want to move on to the next one, but in doing so, the bonds that you create with your guild, after jumping so many hurdles together, I mean, that's what it's all about. And finally, we've got the amount of content. I mean, some people may disagree with me here, but Vanilla WoW has a ton of content, even if you're not leveling alts. There's a lot to do at endgame. You're still going to be going back and doing some of the endgame 5-man dungeons. You're going to be out there in the open world, gathering consumables or materials, whatever. You're going to be doing a couple of those things, and then, you know, if that's not enough for you, you can level an alt, and you can do it all over again. You can do, you know, the high amount of stuff there is to do on one character on another one. So, anyway, those are some things we can look forward to in the release of Classic WoW. Is just overall a better version of the game that was really done right the first time around. I can't wait, you know. Thanks for watching the video. If you made it this far, you know, you can expect a few more videos about some basic information about WoW, WoW Classic, that is. Really just getting hyped for the release. You know, I really can't wait. Maybe we'll get into doing some more in-depth guides about some things. I have been playing Vanilla WoW on private servers for the past couple years, just trying to gather a lot of information, you know, so we can be successful for the launch of Blizzard Classic. More videos to come for sure. I got a lot to say about this game. There's a lot to know. There's a lot of information that is not very well known about this game, and that's really going to be some people's biggest barriers. You can count on me to tell you, you know, some good ways to spend your time in Classic WoW. If you liked this, then go ahead and like this. If you're looking for more content like this, classic WoW related stuff, rambling about the game, if you're into that kind of thing. Share the video, all that stuff. Yeah. Bye.